Alrighty, everybody. Good evening and welcome to the Learning Fives Week 2 show match. I am going to be your play-by-play caster for tonight, Sir Potato, and we are already running into some technical issues. So please bear with us as we try and repair these. Okay. So one of the teams apparently did not lock in their bands correctly, so they left the game. Alright, back to some music. Okay, here we are back again with the Learning Fives show match week 2. Let's just pretend like this is our first time rolling through these. I am going to be your play-by-play caster for tonight, Sir Potato, joined by the one, the only Mr. X-Line. We are already getting into pick bands.
So we had a draft and pro draft, and one of the teams was messing up a bunch of their picks. There were like 3 placeholders. One of the placeholders was a band that was actually also a pick, and it was a huge mess. Both teams agreed to draft in the client, which I think is better anyway. Interestingly, the Orn band was first banned because that was actually first picked by train delays in the original pro draft. So I guess a little bit of gamesmanship there, but you know.
Yeah, I guess it's just something that we gotta roll with. So already from Team Train Delays featuring Brick and Tokyo Myers, Zeta, Habibi Papi, and X-Trainee, you got the bands featuring Jin, Thresh, and Aurelian Soul. And then from Team Depressed Nomadic Gamers featuring Kiss the Devil, Britney Spears, GG, Tut, Jin Main, and One New. They have banned Orn, Jarvan 4, and Twitch.
So the Aurelian Soul ban is a target ban at Tut. Apparently he's like top 100 wall skill on Aurelian Soul. So I don't know if they see that as like a Hoo-Hee or a KT Fly kind of ban, but they decided to make that happen. J4 is a really interesting ban because I was talking to the coach, and Kiss the Devil actually plays a fair amount of J4. And looking at OPGGs, I can't see the top laner or the jungler for Team Train Delay playing that much J4, but maybe they've got more information than I do.
Oh, so. Yep. So from Team Depressed Nomadic Gamers, you got Xayah Rakan first picked for Jin Main and One New. And if you know me, then you know I am a very big fan of Xayah and Rakan in laning phase and out of laning phase, just because they're so much fun to watch and see all the great plays that can come through from either one of them.
It'll be interesting to see what the bottom lanes do in this this post-Ardent meta. And I say post-Ardent Rush meta. I still think Ardent's a good item. It's just not like you skip everything to rush it as soon as possible item anymore. Mm-hmm. I do think we're going to see less of like the Rageblade AD carries, which we see like there's no Varus or Kog'Maw picked here because you don't have that same Rageblade power spike that you do with like just Rageblade and Ardent. Now you have to wait until like you get a second item to go with it.
Yep.
I I do want to touch on the first pick Galio. He has been hotfixed, so he's no longer like actually one-shotting people with his Q. But they did move a lot of his damage from his base damage into his AP scaling. So it's possible we might actually see more of like a mage Galio than your standard tank Galio.
Yeah, and so along with that, the Galio, combined with his innate tankiness and AP scalings, could be placed in the top lane or in the middle lane. So it could be a flex pick. So I guess that's not really that different from the changes. All right.
I would put it more on mid lane, especially because of those changes. And I know Bricken personally, he's a Riven main. I wouldn't really put him on playing Galio. He might, but I would imagine if he's not playing Riven, he's probably still going to be playing something very aggressive.
Yeah.
I know he plays a fair amount of like Fiora, Darius, Camille, champions like that. He can play tanks. I've seen him play Maokai before, but
definitely,
I would expect the Galio to be in the mid lane.
Definitely more aggressive playmaker top lane. All right, so from Team Train Delays, you got Galio, Caitlyn, and Lulu all in the first rotation, and for Team Depressed Nomadic Gamers, you got Zyra, Khan, and Sejuani picked in the first rotation as well, and they have completed their ban cycle with Gragas and Cho'Gath no longer available for Team Train Delays. However, Team Train Delays have taken Orianna and Shen away from Team Depressed Nomadic Gamers.
By the way, I just want to highlight the fact that both of the AD carries in this game are Jhin mains. One of them was literally named Jhin main, but Habibi Poppy is also a Jhin main, and this meta is not very kind to Jhin, so I would imagine they're both fairly sad right now.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that Team Train Delays threw that Jhin and Thresh ban at Depressed Nomadic Gamers, considering the fact that the ADC and the support were both already picked for DNG. I don't know if that was a miscommunication or just they didn't see that.
I'm not 100% sure on that. They did it in the pro draft as well, so maybe they just decided those aren't champions that they're comfortable playing with whatever team composition they're looking at doing. The Galio and the Lulu definitely kind of, when you see those, you kind of think of a protect the X comp, and Caitlyn certainly has the scaling to do that. Nunu is also a more supportive champion, but again, Galio now has a little bit more AP scaling, so I don't know that it's necessarily like, he's just a hard tank and protect whatever, but they definitely have a little bit of an ability to siege. With obviously Caitlyn's a fantastic sieger. You can poke with Lulu and Winds of War from Galio, and Nar's got his boomerang. But you also have the potent ability to split push with Nar with that comp as well.
Absolutely. And the insane team fighting capabilities if you just hop and crunch into the middle of their team and get a 5-man Gnar off. That can be game devastating for the opposing team. We'll just have to wait and see how that pick plays out and if Bricken will have the capability of pulling off something like that.
Yeah, they certainly do have a lot of team fighting potential. Whereas on the other side, Depressed Nomadic Gamers, they also want to do a lot of team fighting, but they're going to have to kite it out a little bit more. Obviously, Xayah rewards you a lot for kiting, but they've got a lot of AoE lockdown with Maokai and Sejuani being pretty beefy frontline with a lot of AoE CC. And then Syndra doesn't do a ton of AoE damage, obviously going to be a little more single target damage, but they're still going to be looking more for team fighting than they're probably not actively going to be looking for like a split push situation.
Yep. I'm definitely not too excited to see Nunu played. Not because it's a bad champion, but it's just not a very exciting champion to watch. However, I do think that... yeah, surprising, right? I do think that there is a lot of capabilities that Nunu has over any other jungler just because of Devour. You're going to be able to take a lot of early objectives a lot easier, and you're going to be able to run around the jungle and the enemy's jungle even and just take away and clear jungle camps very easily. Good lord.
So Sejuani doesn't have like the fastest or the healthiest clear, so we could definitely see Nunu get a little bit aggressive with some of the early counter jungling and just try to take some of her camps, get some of her vision in her jungle to kind of see where she's going and protect the lanes early, because they definitely do want to try to kind of scale with the Gnar and the Caitlyn. Neither of these comps is really going to be trying to push for like an early game situation. I think Depressed Nomadic Gamer is going to try to shoot more for like a mid game power spike, and then Train Delays, as we mentioned, have the ability to kind of protect Kate at all costs if they need to, or just kind of take it late with like a Gnar split push. So we'll kind of see how they decide to take that.
Yep, and we will have to do as the spectator delay runs down, and the players are already getting into game. So, do you have any closing thoughts before we send it over to some music?
No, I'm happy to see these guys get on the Rift and see how these matchups play out.
Heck yeah, I am too. All right, everybody, please wait with us as the spectator delay will run out momentarily. We're going to toss it back to some music. All right, everybody, we are back and at it with Game 2 of the Week 2. Wait, not Game 2. Game 1 of the Week 2 Learning 5's show match. I'm going to be your play-by-play caster tonight, Sir Potato, joined by the lovely X-Line, and we are getting right into things as the champions are running all across the map into battle formation.
My question is, how do you know I'm lovely? Do you have like a camera in my bedroom, like spying on me or something?
Let's not ask questions about that.
Fair enough.
Right.
We do see both sides kind of fanning out, as you could probably tell by the pings on the minimap there. They're just kind of making sure there's no invades going on early, no wards or vision coming down. Doesn't look like anyone wants to do like a 5-man stack or anything like that. So both teams with a fairly conservative beginning.
Yep. All right, on the blue side, you got train delays. I just realized I never unmuted or stopped the music. There it is. So, on the blue side, you have Team Train Delays featuring Bricken, Tokyo Myers, Zeta, Habibi Pipi, Poppy, and X Trainee. Then on the red side, you got the Press Nomadic Gamers featuring Kiss Devil in top lane, Britney Spears, GG, Tut, Jin Main, and one new. And Tokyo Myers actually spotting out Tut right now. Tut getting in a little auto. And Zeta, ooh, getting the Winds of War off. So right now, Team Train Delays has gotten a couple of wards in the enemy jungle camps.
Yeah, we did see Tut come in and ward the red buff, and Tut did see that because he was sitting in the bush, so they pinged out their vision there, so they have knowledge that Sejuani's starting on the bot side. Well, not starting on red buff. I think they're probably assuming she's not starting at Raptors, though that is a very common start for Sejuani. So.
Yep.
And now, obviously, with the bottom lane leashing and being late to lane, fairly late to lane, they missed half the wave. It's pretty evident that they leashed for her. So,
You know, I'm gonna be really interested in how this top lane is going to go because oh wow, Zeta getting chunked down to half health by Tut already. Anyways, back to the point that I was making. I'm really interested in how this top lane is going to play out because Bricken is on Gnar versus Kiss the Devil on Maokai. Hold that thought. In the jungle side, on red side, Tokyo Myers is very deep into the jungle. And in the bottom lane, one new and Jin Main engaging, and in the middle lane, Zeta getting a taunt off.
So we saw Tokyo Myers try to take advantage of the vision they had early and try to steal the red buff since they knew that Sejuani was starting on bottom side. However, after they got the ward down, Maokai also placed a ward on the red buff so that they could spot any potential invade. So you saw them kind of roam towards that and try to push Nunu off of it. And now they're basically just kind of tickle fighting each other over the red buff.
Yeah, he's certainly not accomplishing too much by standing there. Oh my goodness, Kiss the Devil in top lane running very low because of Bricken. Like I said, this is going to be a very tough lane for Kiss the Devil because he doesn't have any range on to Gnar. So he's going to be constantly harassed.
Well, Bricken did take an unnecessary tower shot there, so that does help out a little bit in terms of the lane pressure.
Yeah, Jin Main is very low in the bottom lane. And now a little too far forward, getting engaged on by Zeta, tossing the Winds of War, getting the taunt off. And Zeta's actually going to be pressured off of that minion wave.
And it looks like this red buff's going over to Nunu. So Sejuani's probably too low to contest. Yeah.
Yep, and Zeta is engaging Tut out from Flash, or Flash out from Tut, not the other way around. He's going to escape with his life, though. The red buff will not do enough damage. However, that was a Flash out of Tut.
I spoke too soon. I thought there was no way he was living even with Flash. You saw the follow Flash by Nunu to get the red buff on him. But we didn't have a follow Flash by Galio as well, which is probably what would be needed to finish that off.
Yeah.
So he's going to go home and then just teleport back in the lane.
Oh, Bricken on the Mega Gnar gets a nice little stun onto Kiss the Devil.
Kind of surprised. Not that surprised. I was kind of surprised Nunu didn't come try to push the lane, but since there's teleport, there's no way they're going to get it to crash anyway, so just counter jungling the Raptors is probably better. So he's just going to get the Raptors. He got Sejuani's entire top side and just back, so he's got a pretty hefty lead on Sejuani right now, who they also know that Sejuani has to be bottom side because that's like the only place she has camps, other than like her Krugs, but like you don't want to do Krugs necessarily. They're the XP and gold that you get for the amount of time you have to invest is aids, and like you don't want to spend that much time topside because there's not really a lot of kill pressure in top lane right now, I don't think. So
no,
they have a fair amount of knowledge in terms of where Sejuani is going to be.
You know, right now, Habibi Poppy and Trainee are getting so much damage onto this bottom side tower. I wouldn't be shocked if they're going to look to dive and potentially take that tower in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, Kate Lulu can put a lot of pressure on a lane early, just kind of hard pushing it, even though like you kind of think of Kate as a late game scaling champion. Obviously with that range, she is a little bit of a lane bully, and Lulu's got the ability to just kind of poke. Definitely a strong combination right now, so it'll be interesting to see if the jungle pressure kind of reacts to all of that attention to the bottom lane.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're getting a free Drake here with the priority that Nunu has on the map over Sejuani right now.
Yep, Dragon already going over. And that's definitely what you want to be seeing out of a Nunu. Taking the Dragon at level 4, just because it's so free against a Sejuani even.
Well, especially because the Sejuani was behind, and like we said, she was farming her bottom side camps just to try to get some like XP and gold to stay relevant, and then didn't really have a ton else to do.
Jin main very low, forced to heal. Alright.
And she ended up actually just going north just to do those Krugs with a lack of anything else. I guess they didn't really feel confident in trying to make something happen bottom side because they didn't really know where Nunu was, so they probably just made the call to have her farm it out.
Yep.
But she does get the Gromp in return after seeing that Nunu was on Dragon. Not the greatest trade,
but now Britney Spears is getting engaged on by Zeta and Tokyo Myers. The knockup is connecting, forced flash out of there. And the blue turret is already, or the red team turret has already been taken out by Habibi and Trainee before they've even backed, which is insane.
Yeah, and they're going to be backing. Kate's got like 2k gold, so she's going to be able to get like BF Sword boots here probably.
Yeah, already a 1,000 gold lead in the bottom lane over to Habibi Poppy. That is
like BF Sword boots and dagger, yeah, and a control ward. Okay, that's a great buy for her.
Yeah, but definitely not what you want to be seeing from Jin main.
Yeah, Xayah gets a call. So, what wins? BF Sword, boots, and dagger?
Or first blood going over to Tut after all of the rotation goes out, and it ends up being enough damage to take Zeta out.
Yeah, it was a pretty good solo there. I was not expecting that, and it was pretty close. It was the very last sphere that got enough damage in to kill him. So he's got a pretty big CS lead on the Galio in mid as well, despite a little bit of early pressure, having to burn that flash, trying to defend that invade on Nunu.
All right, well it seems like we're gonna have a tower dive in the top lane right now. Kiss the Devil getting forced to flash out. Brickin actually so low, but it doesn't really matter. Habibi and Trainee are here. Oh, what? Oh, the empowered sapling took out Brickin inside the bush. So that's a kill for Kiss the Devil. But he's not going to be able to defend this top tower as Tokyo Myers and Habibi Poppy and Trainee are going to be pressuring and taking it out.
I'm surprised they went for the dive when they could just like brute force the tower there. As you saw, like there's no way he can defend that. And they don't have a rotation for anyone to come up to help. So yeah, I feel like you just steamroll that tower.
And it looks like they're looking for 2 as Brickin teleports to the bottom tier 1 tower.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Team Depressed Nomadic Gamers didn't try to dive Brickin there with that giant wave and a 3-man advantage.
Yeah.
I don't know really what they're trying to accomplish with their rotation here. Maybe they just didn't feel comfortable in the dive, but they have 3 on the
Kiss the Devil. Very far up. Tokyo Myers looking for the engage with Trainee and Habibi. Actually healing up a little bit, and now Tut coming in. Now heroic entrance coming in from Zeta, knocking up Kiss the Devil. Kiss the Devil getting a very large knockup along with Tut. Kiss the Devil ulted by Habibi, but it's not enough damage to take him out. But Zeta is still chasing. Tosses wins war, does not connect, and he escapes with his life. But in the bottom lane, Brickin with the 1v2, trying to get as much damage off as possible, but he might have overstepped his bounds. He gets exhausted, and he's just going to run away.
No, that's fine. You get a free exhaust out of that. I was really surprised he opted in that 1v2, but I guess he feels strong enough being a level 8 Gnar against a level 6 and a level 5 bottom lane.
Yeah, and right now he does have 500 gold on Jin main just because of the continual pressure from Habibi, Poppy, and Trainee, as well as him, Brickin, being able to take that tower so early.
So that's what kind of what I was talking
in the middle lane, Zeta and Habibi engaging onto Tut. Tut getting very chunked out. Now Habibi cleans him up and gets the kill. The first kill for train delays.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of an overstep in mid with 3 there. You can't be that far forward.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say when they each had like 3 top and 3 bottom. Team Train Delay was actually like doing work and pushing towards the tier 2 and getting vision down in the jungle and putting pressure on the Maokai.
Yep.
Whereas Nomadic Gamer just like said, okay, Bricken's here, we're gone. Like I don't know that you can just bail on that play there.
And right now you got 4 members of Depressed Nomadic Gamers in the middle lane, matching the 4 members of Train Delays in the middle lane, trying to play a little game of attack, defend this middle and tier 1 tower.
This is only like a 2k gold leader right now, but there is so much map pressure on the part of Train Delays in terms of like map priority.
And right now you got Tokyo Myers already abusing that, maybe a little too much, and now Kiss the Devil very far inside the enemy back lines. Gets a knock-up, uses his ulti, and now Tokyo Myers gets taken out by 1Nu and friends. The flash of quickness from 1Nu, and now Britney Spears with the Glacial Prison. Kiss the Devil has slain Zeta, and they're looking for more. Trainee and Habibi too low to stay in the middle lane. And now with 5 members, Depressed Nomadic Gamers are going to be pushing even further into the tier 1 tower of Train Delays. So right now it's Bricken, Trainee, and Habibi. Tut taking a tower shot, getting slowed up. Oh, the big knockup from Tut! Forced to heal from 1Nu. Bricken has taken him out. Wait,
that so heal... it got even more awkward. After they kind of did a handshake and they said this fight's over, and then like it wasn't over. I don't know what was going on there, but in the initial fight, you had Nunu coming in who was looking to try on, but they did not have vision of Maokai who was coming into flank. But it was super awkward because there wasn't a lot of communication from either team. Maokai just kind of goes in deep and like uses his full rotation and gets some people low, and then just like for-a-laws it while Nunu is getting chased by the rest of the team.
Yep.
Because they were chasing him instead of following up on his CC.
And right now, Tokyo Myers and Bricken actually looking for an engage, trying to get some pressure so they have the ability to take this Mountain Dragon. This is going to be a very risky Mountain Dragon. They decide to not go for it as it gets warded up by DNG.
I think Train Delays can actually look to fight this. I'm not 100% sure why they're backing off. They do have the BF Sword on Xayah now, but you do still have the Greaves, so you have a little bit of a lead from your AD carry still. But it looks like they're just recalling and potentially giving up the Drake.
It seems to me that the biggest reservation from Team Train Delays in not taking that fight was the fact that Zeta was in the top lane. However, he did have teleports available, so he would have been able to join the fight. But I think they thought that it would be a little too late. But now, the teleport is coming in and... Oh. Cancelled by Bricken. Okay. So, Bricken not actually coming into the middle lane and staying at the bottom lane. And
it looks like he's recalling instead of continuing to pressure this bottom lane, which I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, because we have Xayah who was kind of matching him there, who's rotating to kind of hold this mid.
Yep. Alright, now either team in the middle lane looking for a chance to pull the trigger.
Oh, it looks like Maokai's trying to get a teleport flank, especially with the Gnar going top. This could be a really big play for Nomadic Gamer.
DNG are pushing up and positioning aggressively. However, Train Delays seem to have a fifth sense and all back off at the same time.
Well, Gnar is still going top to answer this wave instead of rotating down towards this, and he just used his teleport, so I'm not sure I 100% agree with that decision. I think he probably needs to be down towards mid with his team. And you can see, Depressed Nomadic Gamer sees him top lane, and they're immediately, without teleport, immediately going towards the Drake.
Yeah, this is a very one-sided objective take. There's not a lot that Train Delays is going to be able to do other than have Bricken continue to split push in the top lane.
Well, they've got priority in mid now to try to take this turret. The problem is, like, they can potentially get 5v forward if Bricken doesn't come down. He needs to be rotating down because their flank is compromised from all of Depressed Nomadic Gamer on the Dragon.
Yeah, he is starting to walk down, and now Kiss the Devil very far up. Actually spots every single member of Team DEL. And now the fight is breaking out. The quickness, Glacial Prison, now Hero's entrance, and everybody's getting knocked up, blown around. And that is 2 kills in favor of DNG. And they're looking for more. Britney Spears, GG. 1Nu getting taken out by Zeta. And now Britney Spears, GG actually getting taken out. And now Trainee living with a sliver of health. But Jin Main does not like that. Flash forward, gets a kill. And now Habibi on to Kiss the Devil. Taunted up is him. Now Zeta also engaging. Jin Main coming in, trying to get some damage in. Flash forward from Kiss the Devil. And now Zeta is being knocked around into the enemy team. And now he's so low. The flash forward from Tut takes him out. And that was a, I believe that was a 2 for 3 in favor of DNG.
I think it's actually 2 for 4. I think everyone died except for Habibi Poppy on Train Delays. I'm a little triggered that fight went as well for Depressed Nomadic Gamer as it did, considering Kiss the Devil was way far ahead of his team.
Yeah.
And he was a little overzealous in trying to get that pick. But just, again, like we were talking about with rotations and map movement, not nearly as crisp as they could be from either team, really. But especially from Train Delays. If you have the Gnar coming down a little bit earlier, you can maybe group in a little bit better position and maybe try to take advantage and pick Kiss the Devil a little bit cleaner there, or maybe just get in a better position for a fight. So
yeah,
a little unfortunate that they had that 2K gold lead, had a chance to push it a little further, and now it's still kind of a 2K gold lead, and they kind of give up that
once again. Train Delays actually not in a very good position as Bricken is getting caught out as OneNew with the grand entrance stunned up as Bricken, taking plenty of damage, uses Gnar, trying to get him off of his tail, but it doesn't seem that he's going to be successful in doing so. Gets taken out by Toot.
So it looks like they're going to trade Bricken's Life and bottom tier 1 for the Rift Herald, which I don't... That's an okay trade, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, wait,
but they probably could have done that without Bricken dying.
Yeah, DNG are backing off right now as they don't have a minion to wave. And I think Zeta is going to be able to defend that tier 1 tower. So they don't actually have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
They don't actually have to sacrifice that tier 1 tower, and they just sacrifice Bricken for the Rift Herald. And I do think that that's a very worthwhile trade. However, it definitely was not a necessary trade, as Bricken only died due to his poor positioning.
And it looks like he is trying to get a teleport flank going on here.
Yeah, Bricken teleporting in. Zeta trying to get the taunt, successfully lands it onto Jinmain. OneNew and Jinmain working together, chunking him down. But now Bricken shows up, and OneNew, Jinmain forced to run away. Teleport coming in from Toot. And now the quickness coming out from OneNew. OneNew very low. Gets to retreat successfully, and now Zeta so low. The wild growth onto Zeta keeps him alive for a couple seconds more. Now Jinmain getting taken out by Bricken, acing the hole from Habibi Poppy, not actually going to take out OneNew. And now over here you got Tokyo New getting engaged on. Oh no, Tut getting slowed. Britney Spears getting the knockaway. Go the big Gnar from Bricken! And now he's getting the double kill onto OneNew. Now he's getting engaged on by Kiss the Devil. Britney Spears GG has joined the fight, and now the Absolute Zero coming out, getting the slow on Kiss the Devil. Kiss the Devil getting taken out by Habibi Poppy. Now Habibi Poppy tanking the tower. The Rift Herald comes in, does plenty of damage, and that is going to be a one-team fight from Team Train Delays.
I don't know if they'll be able to get the inhib, but they should be able to get the inhib turret here. I don't think Xayah alone can defend this, and Sejuani's way too low. The respawn timers are pretty short this early in the game, though, so... And they're all kind of low, so I think they're just going to back off. Yeah, I don't think they had the ability to get the inhib there.
Absolutely.
But, still, they get 2 turrets
dominant.
Out of that. Good deal.
Yeah. That was a very good team fight from Team Train Delays. They knew exactly who they were going after and who they were targeting, and they had the means to do so with their powerful engage tools, like Bricken on Gnar and like Zeta with the Galio taunts and engages.
So it's interesting that Depressed Nomadic Gamer actually has more kills on the scoreboard, which, if you've kind of been watching this game, you feel like Train Delays has been kind of in control for most of the game, despite a couple, missteps here and there.
Well, speaking of missteps from Train Delays, Zeta actually getting knocked down and getting taken out by Toot. The auto attack actually doing the trick.
That said, they still have a 4K gold lead from a 5-0 tower lead. So the objective prioritization definitely paying off for them.
Yeah.
But just some positioning and some rotation issues that are costing them a little bit.
Yeah, the BM dancing coming in from Tokyo Myers. Wow. Alright, well, the next dragon is going to be up in 51 seconds, and I believe that's going to be an Infernal Dragon. Definitely going to be highly contested.
And you have Maokai up here in the top lane. Just kind of solo pushing this top turret. Has teleport available. I would imagine we're just going to see him continue to hammer away at this turret until someone comes to address that.
Uh-oh, deja vu. Bricken getting engaged on by OneNew and friends, and he's going to be taken very low and eventually going to be killed. It's just going to take a minute. Oh, the 4-man Gnar! He might actually get a kill here. Jinmain, Toot, and OneNew very low. Flashes away, but he gets frozen down, but the Baron is going to be started. by Team Train Delays. Kiss the Devil not going to be able to contest this, and it doesn't seem like anybody from Team DNG is going to be able to contest this. Kiss the Devil is the last hope on taking this Baron, but it doesn't seem very likely. He uses the ulti, and now he's going to be going in. Righteous Glory, blue team has slain the Baron, and now it's going to be a fight breaking out. Absolute Zero coming out, the quickness coming out as well, and now flash forward to a big knockup, but now Team DNG is very low. Britney Spears, so low, ends up getting taken out by Habibi. Now Kiss the Devil getting away, ace in the hole onto Kiss the Devil, does not take him out. One new, very low as well. Flash forward from Kiss the Devil. Oh no, Kiss the Devil, so low still. The empowered minion tries to take him out, but it just did not work. And now Team Train Delays are rotating towards the Infernal Dragon after they take the Baron Nashor.
So I was going to say that Bricken can't be that far up without any vision of the bottom side, because Team Depressed Nomadic Gamer had set up a ton of vision around the Infernal Drake. So like that was all dark for their team.
Yeah.
But again, even though he draws the pressure of 4 people, you know, and like before when they got the Rift Herald out of it, they get Baron out of it this time. And then Depressed Nomadic Gamer tries to contest afterwards, loses the fight, ends up losing Infernal Drake for it as well. So yeah, definitely a little bit of a misstep, but ends up paying off for them. I don't know that Depressed Nomadic Gamer needs to be sending 4 people to address him each time, because that is a lot of map pressure you're losing on the cross side of the map. And
yeah.
if you're on that side of the map and Baron's up, chances are you're going to lose it, especially against a Kate that's this far ahead and a Nunu, who obviously does Baron pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I think that this might not be an intentional strategy from Team Train Delays, but so far they just send Bricken into the bottom lane as a sacrificial lamb without any vision. He gets taken out, allowing Team Train Delays to open up the map and take either towers or just now the Baron.
Yeah, so as much as I criticize Bricken for like being out of position and getting caught out there and like not being map aware, like the rest of his team is doing a very good job of capitalizing on the advantage.
Speaking of capitalizing, Zeta getting a taunt off and maybe a team fight about to break out. Jinmain trying to clear these waves. Alright, the root coming in on 3 members. That's what you like to see. Tokyo Myers chunked down to half health. Now Britney Spears walking forward. Glacial Prison is ready, getting rooted up.
Yeah, they should just be able to wait for the next wave and siege this down.
Yep, Tokyo Myers getting stunned up by Toot. Alright, now we're resetting the neutral. Yeah, and it does look
Nar
like...
doesn't have the Baron buff in top lane. But...
No, that he definitely would have taken that tower by now. Britney Spears looking for the engage. Red turret has been destroyed, and now Team Train Delays just sitting around waiting for Bricken to take this top tower. But they're going to be a little, they're going to be a little more proactive with this. Tokyo Myers and the rest of Team Train Delays are rotating towards the top side right now.
You got to be careful if you're Depressed Nomadic Gamer here with your rotation, because you don't have vision of your own jungle. So
and now Toot getting engaged on by Zeta, and he's getting blown up. Toot with a sliver of health, heals, flashes away, and now in the top lane, Bricken taking so much damage from the tower. Glacial Prison landing on to Tokyo Myers. Now the heroic entrance coming in, knocking up Kiss the Devil. Everybody's laying on the damage. Kiss the Devil so long gets taken out by Habibi after he steps on a trap. And now it looks like Team Train Delays going to try and take this tower and take the enemy team to the grave. The tower's running out of health, and now Trainee, Zeta, and Habibi are running towards them. The flash coming out from Toot, from Brittany, and from Jinmain, actually. Habibi walks forward, takes him out, and is now on a kill streak, dominating. The Baron buff is worn out, but it doesn't seem to matter too much. Team Train Delays are going to be able to take this tower, and potentially the inhibitor if they push for it, and they are. Zeta very low. Britney Spears coming out to contest it, knocking up Habibi. Poppy Toot coming in with damage as well, getting the stun onto Habibi. Toot getting, oh my goodness, Habibi Poppy's so low! Gets taken out by the One New with the quickness. Very impressive play from One New. He knew that if he just put on the quickness and dashed in with Grand Entrance onto Habibi, he would have done enough damage to take him out.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an overstay there. They should have just backed off, similar to their last situation where they got the inhib turret, but they didn't have enough time to get the inhib. But that said, still a pretty good job of getting the tier 2 and the inhibitor turret there. We kind of mentioned you have to be careful walking through your jungle without vision there. Tut, takes the short path, and Galio waiting that bush just kind of 99%s him. And luckily for them, wasn't able to finish off the kill there due to a flash and a timely heal from Jinmain. But Those are the risks that you run when you're trying to rotate to an objective like that and you don't have vision. You can definitely get caught out like that.
That seems to be a consistent problem. And their opponent are doing a very good job at capitalizing on that.
So I imagine the priority here is going to be for Depressed Nomadic Gamer to kind of try to defend because they've got 2 open inhibs here. I don't know that they can really proactively push in any lane, maybe in mid, but it'd be kind of hard just because there's so much clear. So they're going to have to try to wait for another team fight situation or maybe get a pick or something like that. So just try to ward up your own jungle so you're not walking into a face check situation and maybe try to hope to get a better team fight next time.
Yep. Right now, I'd like to point out the gold lead. There is a round, 7,000 gold lead in favor of Team Train Delays. And most of that is on this Caitlyn. 4,000 gold ahead of Jin main. Already has 3 completed items as opposed to only 1.5 with boots. That's definitely, that's just insane. Yeah, not Caitlin's something that you want to see.
It'd be even more of a discrepancy if she had not given the shutdown golden experience from overstaying at the inhibitor there. Luckily, it did go to Rakan, who's not going to use that obviously quite as well as like Xayah or Syndra, but you never want to give the shutdown rubber banding golden experience.
Yeah. All right, teams like are in the neutral right now.
Gnar in the bottom lane, Galio in the top lane. They're gonna be able to put a lot of pressure on them, and you've got 2 kind of supporty champions with Nunu and Lulu to try to keep Kate safe, and she can just keep the wave shoved in mid. So they're putting a lot of pressure down right here.
Yep. Zeta is very far out of position, getting engaged on by Britney Spears and Toot, getting stunned and then getting frozen up, trying to get the taunt off. But nobody from Team Train Delays are going to be able to rotate down. However, his innate tankiness will allow him to escape with his life. And now the flash forward onto a trap from Kiss the Devil. Flash forward from Toot, trying to get the stun. Successfully lands it. Now the quickness and... Oh, Glacial Prison barely missing. Definitely a failed engage. Yeah, and right...
A chunk on the mid-tier... Our inhibitor turret, it's 2/3 health, and both the side lanes are getting pressured out.
Oh my goodness! A baby Poppy blowing up Toot. Wow. And now in the top lane, actually in the bottom lane, Bricken is just very comfortably taking this 1v2, but now he's running out of health, trying to kite backwards, forced to flash out of the way. Now mid lane inhibitor has fallen, and it seems like top lane is going to be the next target. Bricken very low, but he knows that if he gets engaged on... Oh, he has Mega Gnar! He has Gnar available! Heroic entries coming in from Zeta! Kiss the Devil knocked up, and now taunted, and he is going to be taken out by Zeta! Very well played from Bricken, and Zeta finally not sending Bricken to be just the sacrificial lamb.
So you notice when Galio was split pushing and when the Gnar is split pushing, both times they sent 2 or more people to deal with their split push. They survived both times. If they die, you lose so much pressure in terms of the split pushing and trying to do the 1-3-1. But if they live, it gives your team so much pressure in the other lanes. And obviously they can just kind of walk up and take the Nasher at this point on the respawn because Depressed Nomadic Gamer can't really leave their base at this point. But one of the really important things when you're split pushing is absolutely do not die. If you're pulling pressure from multiple people, you just run away and try to keep them there as long as you can, because that means your team has a numbers advantage elsewhere. So we kind of saw that there. Bricken didn't get caught out and die this time, and was able to give his team an advantage in the other lanes.
Yes, sir. All right, and now of course, Team Train Delays are able to take this dragon without anybody to contest it.
Now, I imagine they're probably just gonna like 5-man the naked inhibitor bot, but maybe they just want to go mid and try to throne it, or go for the Nexus. Sorry, Dota term. I think they're strong enough to just force a 5-man, but they do have the Nasher buff with super minions in the mid lane, so I can see the thinking in trying to just pressure the Nexus turrets here.
Yep, and right now, Team DNG does have 2 exposed inhibitors and a whole team forcing down this mid lane.
Okay, it looks like they just wanted to kind of put the Nasher empowered super minions, like push them into the base, and then.
Oh, Zeta getting a taunt onto Kiss the Devil. And now it seems like we're going to have a team fight breaking out momentarily. Habibi Poppy getting tons of poke off. It's going to be do or die right now for DNG. They need an engage. Otherwise, Team Train Delays are just going to be pushing and winning the game.
They don't actually have to fight here if your team train delays, because you have 3 inhibitors and Baron buff. You can just float, let the super minions come into the base with the empowered Baron buff, and just sit there and poke.
Yeah,
but if you don't actually have to take a full-on fight.
If your team DNG right now is do or die, you have to engage, otherwise you're going to lose. Kiss double, popping right score, getting chunked out very low. Now Zeta engaging, and everybody is tossing in the CC. Gets taken out by BB Poppy. Now the Featherstorm getting in. Training taking so much damage. Now Britney Spears is in the middle of the back line of Team DEL. Jinmei getting taken out by Bricken. Britney Spears trying to escape, but Bricken is there to intercept. And that's going to be the ace after Kiss the Devil falls. And that's going to be the game for Team Train Delays. And the Nexus finally falls apart after a very drawn-out game. Very dominant performance from Train Delays.
Yeah, they made a couple of mistakes, but for the most part, they executed what they were trying to do. Really nice use of the 1-3-1 split push there at the end. As I mentioned, they've definitely got the capability to use split push as their win condition. And despite a couple mishaps, they were able to take it home.
Yep, definitely a very dominant performance from Habibi Poppy. He, on that Caitlyn, was able to take control of this game through the continual pressure of the bottom towers and of the enemy opponents, Jinmei and Wonnu. Taking the tower at, what is that? I believe that was 6 minutes? That gives you so much gold in your pocket, and you're going to be able to push that advantage and ultimately take control of the game and win it all.
It was certainly a super fast tower, a lot of pressure from the bottom lane, and they were just kind of able to snowball that throughout the rest of the game. You saw them rotate up towards top and take that early top turret, and then use that pressure from their bottom lane to force objectives elsewhere in middle lane and on the Rift Herald and the Baron. So definitely a great job from their bottom lane, applying that continuous pressure throughout the game.
Yes, sir. All right, everybody. That is going to do it for Game 1. Stick around, though. We still have Game 2 coming up in just a bit. We're going to toss it over to some music, so don't touch that browser. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Learning Fives Week 2 show match. I am your play-by-play caster for tonight, Sir Potato, joined by X-Line, and we are getting right into pick bands.
So we do have the Sejuani first ban, which is interesting. I don't know that it was really a huge priority ban there, but maybe Team Depressed Nomadic Gamer feels they don't want to be forced into picking it, so as they did last game, so they just decided to ban it out instead.
Mm-hmm.
Old Tokyo Myers, aka Sabin, before the name change, if you guys recognize him from previous Learning 5 streams, messaged me in between the games and hinted that he might play Kindred for me because he knows that I'm a Kindred main, and he said his team was adamantly against it. So I was pleading with some of them to let him play Kindred. So let it never be said that I'm not a man of the people, trying to bring you guys some Kindred action.
Yep, definitely love Kindred, however. Maybe not one of the better junglers at the moment.
You shut your mouth. I do love me some Kindred. She's not in a great state right now. That said, in the right team comp and against the right team comp, she can certainly do work. But I'll not spend too much time talking about a hypothetical pick when we have legitimate picks and bans going on here. The Galio ban makes a lot of sense. I think that's just a really strong, really flexible pick in a lot of different comps. Obviously, we saw Team Train Delay first pick it last game, so it makes sense that DNG wants to ban that out to prevent that. Orianna makes a lot of sense. Tut, his three main champions are like Aurelion Sol, Orianna, and Lux. So I guess they just want to kind of deny him a really strong AoE control mage, and he first picks Aurelion Sol.
Aurelion Sol, yo. So out of Aurelion Sol, I don't remember what the ability name is, but he's going to be able to traverse great distances across the map, be roaming towards bot or top lane, and making plays all around. Definitely going to be somebody to keep your eyes on.
I'll be interested to see if they try to do any like level 1 or level 2 roam or cheese action, because that's one of the things that Aurelion Sol is kind of known for. Obviously, you can roam once you take the W, the E, whatever it is, the one you're talking about that lets you kind of fly. But you can roam earlier than that because you can just shove so hard. So we'll see what goes on there. We do see the Caitlyn prioritized for Habibi Poppy again. Makes a lot of sense. He had a lot of success on it last game. Just see if DNG is able to kind of adapt. Oh, they got Lulu as well. So that they're going to bring that same lane pressure, that hard shove early, and say, hey, can you deal with this? Because last game you couldn't. And if you can't, then we're going to take your tower again and then rotate to the top lane, take that tower, and just dominate the game. They do have the Aurelion Sol to kind of roam down early, potentially, and maybe some more jungle pressure will be paid to that lane this game. So we'll have to see how that all plays out.
Tristana locked in for Jhin main. Not that surprising of a pick. Tristana definitely very powerful in the meta right now.
Yeah, with Twitch banned out, Tristana's probably the best AD carry left on the board. I say best, quote-unquote best. There's obviously a matter of preference in that regard, but again, with Varus and Kog'Maw kind of taking a hit in terms of the Ardent bans, I think Tristana is probably one of the better just AD carries that fits into most any comp. We do see Shen taken as well. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know if anybody's paying attention to Worlds, but the commentators are always talking about teams using Shen proactively versus reactively. If you're aggressively invading with your jungler or mid laner and trying to make plays, and then you Shen teleport in, you can get a lot of advantage that way rather than just waiting for someone to get engaged on and trying to turn it around. So,
especially because of his taunt, it's going to be such a powerful ability. I believe it's 2 seconds, level 1. That's going to be 2 seconds that you're going to be able to pile on the damage and potentially get a kill and seal camps. So I would 100% agree with all of the world casters in saying that he can be used very effectively proactively.
Yeah, we do see the Ahri coming through from Zeta. I believe Zeta is I don't want to say an Ahri main, but he has quite a few games, and yeah, I'm just confirming on his OpGG. It's his second most played champion in mid lane, so I was pretty sure that was a champion he was pretty comfortable on, pretty proficient. So we'll see how he deals with that Aurelion Sol in the mid lane, and we do see the Ornn ban.
Who do you favor in the Ahri Aurelion Sol matchup?
So as a jungle main and not a mid lane main, I'm not 100% sure in the matchup. I think Aurelion Sol has a little bit of the advantage early. Like we said, he's super strong, especially in terms of pushing waves, has a lot of damage early. Post 6, Ari obviously has a huge power spike with her very powerful ult, so we'll see if she's able to kind of take advantage of that. Obviously, if she lands a charm, she has kill potential at any time, but I think Aurelion Sol has the advantage pre-6.
Cassiopeia banned away. Definitely, I would not really agree with that Cassiopeia ban. There's not really a reason to do that.
I think the timer was running out and he just picked somebody to ban them, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I don't really put Bricken on playing Cassiopeia in the top lane, so I guess
not very likely.
That Cho'Gath is probably top lane. I guess it could be jungle. I don't know that Tokyo really plays much Cho'Gath jungle, but I don't really put Cho'Gath on a Bricken top laner either.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that that's going to be a Cho'Gath in the top lane. I really haven't seen Cho'Gath played in jungle competitively for a very long time, actually. Well, not very long, but it's been a while. I don't think I've seen him in Worlds. In the jungle, at least. But the Lee Sin locked in for Britney Spears. That is a jungler that I very much so loved watching, just because of all of the playmaking capabilities that come with Lee Sin. So keep your eyes out on Britney Spears, because
go ahead.
going to be making all of the plays.
I'm kind of surprised he locked in Lee. The coach talked to me before the game saying that Eve was a pocket pick of his, and he also plays a lot of Vi. Both those champions can put on a lot of early pressure as well as Lee, so I get that you might want to take Lee to try to get some early pressure, especially on this bottom lane that's going to be so pushed up and was putting so much pressure on you last game. But I feel like he's got other champions that he's a little more comfortable with. But maybe I was misled in terms of his Lee Sin prowess, and we're about to see the plays. So we do have a Kha'Zix on the other side, who's also a champion who can definitely make some plays early. Be interesting to see if he decides to opt into trying to make some plays in Lee Sin's jungle, as he's very powerful when you can get those isolated fights. So oftentimes he is looking to get the troll swap here with the Ka top and the Cho jungle. I assume they're going to swap back and they're just trolling us, but we'll see.
That'd be something new.
I can actually see Bricken taking Kha'Zix top and just doing that, because that's kind of his personality. But okay, they're swapping back. They're not that troll. You lose a ban in the next game if you do that shit in LCS, by the way. Or that stuff in the LCS, pardon my language. No trolling like that is allowed in the LCS. But we had the Braum locked down for the support on team DNG. Is that their acronym? Yeah. Braum is not the strongest laner, so we'll see. I don't know if I really would have opted into that against this super strong early push from Kate and Lulu. Generally, you take Braum for his team fighting prowess. Obviously, his ability to knock up the entire team with his ult's very strong, as well as his Q and his passive, kind of tagging people and getting that lockdown. But we'll see how it works out for him. Maybe they can try to get some roams from Aurelion Sol and Lee early, and try to force a fight and maybe have some Shen ulting in or something like that, and make some magic happen in the bottom lane.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. We are going to be throwing it over to some music as we wait for the spectator delay to dwindle down. So please enjoy these groovy jams, and we will be right back. Alright, everybody, welcome back to the Learning 5's Week 2. Learning 5's Week 2 Game 2 Showmatch featuring teams, depressed nomadic gamers, and team train delays. There it is. I am your host tonight, Sir Potato, joined by Xline, and we are getting right into things.
Want to apologize to everybody because there's no Kindred in this game. I'm sorry I got you all hype. I'm just as sad as you are, but we do have a little bit of an invade going on the top side here from train delay.
Yeah, and it seems like, Britney Spears landing a Q onto X-Trainee. Not actually taking it, just a little bit of cheese.
No Lee syndrome. Getting a little vision down on the blue buff. Again, you always want to have, ooh, there we go. Took that Q. And you see that Braum tag that we were talking about. That should be a kill.
Flashing away.
No. Lee Sin Q was not off cooldown yet. But they do burn the flash at the expense of Braum's flash, so that's kind of a push there.
In this situation, I think that Trainee is going to be pulling ahead in that situation. Just because one new could be using that flash in the future to complete his passive and potentially leading into a kill. But now he doesn't have that option for the next 5 minutes.
So we have really good vision down from Team Depressed Nomadic Gamer in terms of getting both the Raptors ward and the blue buff ward on Kha'Zix, so they have full knowledge of where he's starting.
Yes,
and it looks like Lee, I think, is going to be aggressively moving towards that blue buff. No, I think he thinks better of it and decides to go towards mid, and he abandons that plan entirely.
Alright.
So, in terms of team comps here, because somebody did ask about that in the chat, both teams actually have like kind of elements of a pick comp. So if you look at Team Train Delay, obviously you can do like RA Charm into like a Cake Trap, into all sorts of DPS from a Kha'Zix if you catch somebody alone. So if you can deny vision, obviously any team can make picks, but teams with CC and a lot of single target damage can take advantage of those picks a lot more easily. Outside of that, they're probably just going to be looking to again siege with Kate, as they showed a lot of proficiency in doing that last game. We do have a gank from Lee Sin here top, and flashes the mastery after the missed Q.
Yeah, I was talking about that.
Team DNG.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they have a little bit more split push potential with the Shen. Obviously having a lot of capability to split push and then use that ultimate to come in on a team fight. But they don't necessarily have a super coordinated team comp in terms of like things they want to accomplish.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Wow, Jin main taking so much damage from Habibi Poppy. Again, we're seeing Habibi Poppy and Trainee on the same champions they played last game, Caitlyn and Lulu, just putting so much damage and pressure onto the opponent's bottom lane and tower.
So you do see Tokyo Myers coming in here for the dive. I respect the fact that he's paying the proper attention to this bottom lane.
Very low, gets hit by the W, and now the flash forward, first blood going over to Habibi Poppy. The heal coming out from Trainee, one new, using his shield, not actually going to be taken out.
Oh, we do see Aurelion Sol coming into response.
Does get killed by BB Poppy. Now Tut is here trying to clean up BB Poppy. BB Poppy at around 10% health. But it doesn't seem like Tut has the mana or the resources to be continuing to be trying to take him out.
So I was
in the top lane, Kiss the Devil and Bricken duking it out a little bit, getting a nice little trade in favor of Kiss the Devil.
I was lauding Kha'Zix for putting the correct priority on this bottom lane that we know is going to aggressively shove. But Lee Sin did not. I was kind of expecting him to kind of hover around that lane early, maybe try to make a 4-man play with Aurelion Sol. You saw Aurelion Sol came in, it was a little late, there was no Lee around. Definitely could have turned it around, maybe done like a counter gank if they tried to do that aggressive dive if he was in proximity. A little disappointed that, knowing what Team Train Delays is trying to accomplish in the bottom lane, didn't make more of a move to counter that.
So that is going to be a lot of pressure in favor of Habibi Poppy. We'll have to see how they try and use that pressure.
Aurelion Sol lost a lot of XP and gold for that roam. Britney Spears was able to pick up some of the EXP holding mid, but he got super chunked by Ahri because obviously Lee doesn't really lane well against an Ahri. So he kind of got zoned out of the minion wave as well. So look at the CS. Ooh,
Speaking of him, actually engaging onto Zeta. Zeta landing the Chom on Toot running pretty low. Doesn't seem like they're going to be going for a kill.
But you can look at the CS lead in the middle lane, and Ahri just has a pretty commanding lead right now. Look at a fight up in top lane too.
Zeta taking so much damage from Toot. Toot actually forcing flash out of Zeta. Oh, Toot, no! Toot flashing underneath the tower, following Zeta, but he actually gets taken out himself by the tower.
And Ahri is 6 now. Aurelion Sol is so far behind in this lane.
Oh my goodness. And now he's flashless, a very immobile champion in lane, without flash against Ahri with her ult up. That is not a situation you want to be in if you are Toot.
And you see Kha'Zix's up here looking for the dive. He took the Gromp because he couldn't find anything a second ago, but they are probably going to go for it here. Yep, Lee is in the area for a counter gank,
pretty
though.
Low. The taunt's landing onto Bricken, forcing the flash out. Kiss the Devil, landing the blast cone and getting out. And now Toot is here to follow up. Tokyo Myers taking plenty of damage from Britney Spears and Toot getting taken out by Britney Spears. And now Bricken forced the flash out, chasing after Kiss the Devil. Flash coming in from Britney Spears. Now Zeta is going to be the next target, forced to use his ulti. He does get the kill onto Kiss the Devil. So that is going to be a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Team DNG.
So that's probably a little bit too aggressive, knowing that Aurelion Sol was coming off spawn and has that ability to kind of use the fly ability to get back in the lane a lot more quickly. They didn't have, I don't think they had vision on the Lee, but they might have seen him in mid lane trying to hold after Aurelion Sol died. So they were definitely on the spot for the counter gank there. And that's kind of what we were talking about earlier, like in the bottom lane. They could have done that same kind of thing. You can see how potent that is when you try to dive and you get counter ganked. So good job doing it in the top lane, but I think they lost a lot of pressure in the bottom lane. You look at this massive CS lead down there from not helping out the Tristana against this Kate Lulu lane.
Yep, once again, we're at 7.5. Oh, hold that thought. In the middle lane, Kiss the Devil trying to get engaged onto Zeta. Zeta dodging the abilities and actually turning this. And now Bricken teleporting in. Gets missing the knockup. Tokyo Myers in onto the fight. Cosmic Shout coming in from Toot, but it does not save the life of Kiss the Devil. Now Zeta is actually chasing after Toot. Decides to peel off and go back to the mid tower.
Zeta just Jensened him there. He had those blue suede shoes on and just juked everything that they threw at him.
Alright, well back to the point that I was making. In the bottom lane, we're only at 8 minutes, and there's already a 1,000 gold lead in favor of Habibi Poppy over Jin Main. And as Jin Main right now, it's such a CS and pressure and tower health loss right now. It's going to be really hard to bring this lane back from the dump.
And they're on an island right now. Like, you hear people talk about like top lane is an island because like often like you don't have like jungler or mid pressure up there or whatever. That they're just 1v1ing the whole game. Like it's like just a straight 2v2 down here outside of that early pressure paid by the Cosmics. Yep. And now we have the
Britney Spears in the middle lane onto Zeta. Zeta forced to use his ulti defensively.
But they just haven't been able to assist the Tristana and the Braum down here. And part of that has been from the map pressure that was being put on both the mid and the top lane and them having to respond to that. But again, I think that that should have been a priority from the very start.
I really do think that island analogy is very prevalent to the situation happening in the bottom lane right now. Although I would, in the words of the famous band Weezer, say that it's an island in the sun because neither Britney Spears nor Kiss the Devil nor Toot are willing to approach it.
I don't know how I feel about that pun / analogy there, but I guess I'll give it to you. I'll let chat be the ultimate judge on whether or not that was apt or not.
I'm proud of that one. All right.
So getting back into this game, we do see the lane swap, Habibi Poppy and Lulu coming up here, just like clockwork to push down this top turret. This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody.
Yeah, they take pretty standard. Rotate top. Oh, Britney Spears engaging onto Bricken. Bricken landing the silence onto him. Now Britney Spears just whacking away. Bricken no flash available. The insect coming in into the taunt. Now Bricken is in a very bad situation. Gets a 2-man rupture, but his auto attacks are doing nothing. Kiss the Devil takes out Bricken. for the 2v1 kill. And now
so yet again, Bricken is a
and
magnet
Trainee.
for pressure while his team is taking objectives across the map. But again, I don't know that he necessarily needed to draw that pressure for them to get the objective.
No, but now Tokyo Myers does engage onto Jinmei, canceling the ulti. Now Zeta taking plenty of damage from Tut, running so low, the ignite coming out. Oh no, the ulti missed by Tut, but he does end up getting the kill. And now Habibi Poppy, Trainee, and Tokyo Myers are going to be trying to take this top lane tower.
I mean, by trying, you mean 100% are taking it. There's zero way that Jinmei should not be as far up as he is.
Oh, flash forward from Habibi Poppy. That was a questionable flash forward.
Yeah, if Kha'Zix had stayed, I know Kha'Zix was a little low. I think he went to go get like some honey fruit or something. But if he had stayed, he definitely could have punished Jinmei for staying that far up.
Yeah.
You don't want to be defending a turret that is literally one hit from death against a Lulu Kate and a potential Kha'Zix jumping in on you.
No.
It looks like Kha'Zix is rotating the mid.
Yeah, and he's definitely going to be, well, he's going to be doing his hardest to take this mid tower, and there it goes. Alright, we're in a very similar situation to last game. Team Train Delays pulling through with a commanding lead in the bottom lane. The rest of the map is being opened up because of that lead.
So if I were Team Train Delays here, I would probably try to get this Rift Herald. Kha'Zix can take it pretty quickly due to the isolation damage. Obviously, Kate has a fair amount of DPS. They don't seem to be really prioritizing this this Cloud Drake.
No.
That is also an objective you could go for, but I could definitely see them valuing Rift Herald over the Cloud Drake.
Yep. I hadn't mentioned this before. Oh, hold that thought. Zeta actually getting a charm onto Tut, but he's going to be forced back away.
Britney Spears might queue over the wall here.
Britney Spears hopping over. Oh, Zeta dodging it! Very nice, well played. Now he's dodging everything that Team DNG are throwing at him. And potentially looking to turn this. Gets a charm onto one new. The Q lands from Britney Spears. Nothing else is going to happen there.
So could we get the Jensen clan tag on Zeta instead of the same? Because he's dodging all the skill shots today.
He is absolutely insane, but right now, Tut coming in, trying to get the stun, not actually connecting. And now Tokyo Myers taking out Britney Spears right away. And now the 3-man knockup. And now Jinmei forced Splash out of this fight. One new about to be taken out by Tokyo Myers. That's a double kill. The charm missing. If now Tokyo Myers flashing forward, not actually connecting on anything. Bricken in the bottom lane, getting engaged on by Kiss the Devil. Has Flash. Oh no! The Flash missing! And now Kiss the Devil taking out Bricken for free. Now Zeta in the enemy territory takes out Tut, and now Jinmei following shortly after, and that is going to be the tower taken. And that was a flash away for no reason by Trainee.
So things that feel bad, having 3 people in melee range of Kate and directly on top of her, and then it just not mattering because Lulu. Feels bad, man.
Another feels bad for Team Train Delays is having 2 of your members burn Flash with no reason.
They are going to get the Rift Herald here. Probably going to look to use that in mid to break up in mid even further. Actually, they might be able to contest this here. Because the rest of the team recalled.
Be able to contest this.
And they had short enough timers. They might actually be able to pressure the Herald themselves.
They're clearing this region right now. Okay, well, Habibi Poppy pretty far out. The Q landing from Britney Spears. Oh no, the flash! He doesn't get the insect. Habibi Poppy landing it on the damage, and now Tokyo Myers on a rampage. Habibi Poppy takes out one new. Britney Spears has also fallen. Tut being ignited by Zeta, and some lag there. Teleport in is Bricken, and he's going to be looking for more. The charm onto Kiss the Devil as he's taunting. The wild growth onto BB Poppy keeps him alive. Kiss the Devil running away, flashing away, and actually successfully flashing. Engaging onto Zeta, gets taken out by BB Poppy. And now it seems like Team Train Delay is in the driver's seat of this game.
Stop me if you've heard this one before, but 3 members on top of a BB Poppy doesn't matter because Lulu. Literally the same situation as the previous fight. And yet again, Kate is 505, just absolutely monstrous. This is looking like kind of a repeat of last game.
Oh, Zeta landing on Charm onto Tut, and now Bricken coming in with the follow-up, but one new coming in.
I don't think they have kill potential here.
Defense. No, not with Britney Spears right around the corner. Alright, well, I'd like to return to the point that I was making before I was so rudely interrupted by the team fighting. Like I was saying, I definitely love seeing Cho'Gath just and now getting interrupted again. 1-2 getting blown up by Zeta, and now Frickin' helping out. The Courage of the Colossus keeping him alive for a bit longer, and he flashes out, but he gets taken out by Tokyo Myers. Oh no, Tokyo Myers taking the blast cone without Frickin'. Unlucky. Alright.
Sometimes you just want to get some vision around Dragon, and you face check into a Charm Rupture, and then you just die.
Yeah.
And you burn your flash. Feels bad.
Well, returning to the point that I've so tried to bring up, I love Cho'Gath because of the potential for infinite scaling on that champion. Definitely something
not
I love
lasting
to
that
see.
long.
Yeah, I don't think that we're going to see a 10,000 health Cho'Gath, unfortunately, as that is one of my favorite things to watch unfold.
We have a 6k gold lead at 15 minutes with a 4-1 tower lead, soon to be 5-1, I'm sure.
Yeah, this tower does not last any longer. Now Zeta landing a charm. Oh, tower is still up right now, but it seems like the fight is about to break out. We're on a knife's edge, folks. Either team could pull the trigger. However, Jinmain is forced to back, so that could give Team Train Delay, dare I say it, the advantage in the next fight. However, Zeta missing the charm and actually getting blown up. Forced flash and uses ulti away, living with a sliver of health. How much health does he have right now? He has 14 health, and that's even after he regened a bit. That's absolutely insane. And
Hashtag not close.
all calculated.
Type in all chat, not even close, baby.
Yeah, definitely pretty close. Alright, well right now, the powerhouses of this game are going to be Habibi Poppy and X Trainee. They have nearly, what is that, 5 out of 7. That's a perfect kill participation from both of them.
Kate has IE in base, so she's probably just going to shove this wave, recall, get IE, and you'll probably see rotate towards the Herald area, because that's really the only objective left on the map.
It's actually 10 out of 14, but it's 5 out of 7. Sorry, clarifying a joke. Alright. So, the Rift Herald...
IE controller.
Yep, Rift Herald is still up. Alright,
well, we haven't been talking about him a lot. Obviously, he's been around a lot of these plays. He's 5-1-7 with a Duskblade Warrior, so he's doing a ton of damage, especially to isolated targets. So he is also fairly big in terms of the deeps. Not even going to check that Pixel Brush with the pink word in it, just casually.
So Team DNG knows that train delays are going to be on.
Luckily, there's a Duskblade on the Kha'Zix.
Oh no! Zeta getting engaged on by Kiss the Devil and Tut actually charming up Kiss the Devil, running away with his life. Alright. Baron is going to be spawning in 2 minutes.
Nom 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 nom.
And that's another feast stack. He's at 6 stacks right now. 3 minions gobbled, 1 dragon consumed, 2 epic monsters ingested, and 1 champion devoured. So,
I don't know if anybody follows boxing, but there's a very famous boxer named Floyd Mayweather, had a very famous bout recently. But there's an anecdote about him, and I promise I'll relate this to the game in a second. But he has goons with him at all times, and he will pay you $100 cash if you ever get close enough to lay a hand on him, because his goons will destroy you. And I kind of feel like this game, Kate is Floyd Mayweather. Because, like, if you try to get close to laying a hand on her, Lulu's just going to say, no, Scott, and just destroy you.
Yep, but
or enable Caitlyn to destroy you.
If you get in the ring with them, he is going to give you quite a beating. Unless, of course, you are Conor McGregor. Wait.
He got a beating too.
Oh wait, no. Especially if you're Conor McGregor.
Yeah. Anyone who gets in the ring with Floyd gets a beating. He's literally 50-0 lifetime. Only beatings, never not beaten.
There you go, folks. Sports.
All right.
Woo!
So it's kind of awkward for Team Train Delay here because there's not a ton of objectives to take. Baron actually hasn't even spawned yet. They do have the Rift Herald they can use, but it's kind of hard to use Rift Herald on inhib turrets this early in the game because respawn timers are so short. You're a little deep in the map. So I think they're just going to probably try to get vision up, wait for Baron, try to force a play around Baron, maybe a fight. Obviously, they're stronger for an out-and-out fight. So it's kind of a little bit of a lull in the game here instead of just the continued breakneck pace that we've seen so far. Ooh, we got Shen with a teleport flank here. This is ambitious.
Might have spoke too soon. Brickin'. I feel like I've said this before.
The runbacks! The Brickin' baits for the Baron.
He's spotting the Rift Herald! It gets destroyed though. Bricken getting engaged on by how many? 4 members of the opposing team. Deja vu, man. But of course, Bricken dies, and then his teammates go for a global objective. Baron is being started up. And this is going to be a direct repeat of the last game.
Ari is trying to do red buff, knowing that there are 4 people in bottom lane. Zeta, you're my boy and all on the production team, but I can't say that I agree with that decision.
Yep, Zeta does get out. Did he? He actually got away with the red buff, didn't he?
No. Red buff's still up.
Oh, it is still, isn't it?
He had the other red buff.
Either way, he didn't get taken out against 4 members. Of course, did he use his ulti defensively there?
Yeah, he used his ult to get away.
Dude, Zeta's on fire with his ultis. Every single time he's used his ulti. I haven't seen him use it aggressively yet, but every single time I've seen him use it, he has been dodging skill shots, stinging like a bee, floating like a butterfly. You know the expression.
More boxing references. Anyway, so Bricken, again, trades his life for Baron. But again, I don't know that he necessarily had to. Like, they could have just 5-manned around Baron and said, come fight us, or we'll murder you if you do, or just give us this Nasher for free. So, while, yes, they are, again, taking advantage of the numbers presented from the Bricken picks, I don't know that they're entirely necessary.
I'm convinced at this point that it's all a part of a strategy. Either way, Britney Spears and friends rushing forward. Kiss the Devil actually landing a taunt onto BB Poppy, forces the barrier, and now everybody's piling onto him. BB Poppy gets taken out and owes the other team $100.
No goons for Floyd Mayweather.
No, sir. Now Britney Spears landing a Q on to, I think it was Tokyo Myers, forcing the pressure up and actually securing the Mountain Dragon for themselves. At such a large deficit, just one pick onto Habibi Poppy was enough to let them take a global objective for free.
So confirmed, Habibi Poppy has to pay $100 to every member of Team DNG.
Yeah, every single member, individually.
Yep. They touched him. Confirmed. BB Poppy's probably very angry at us right now. I did not sign up for this. All right, so we do still have Baron buff on Team Train Delays. I don't know exactly what lane they want to focus and if they want to do a split push. I think they, again, still want to just do a 5v5 and not get caught out like they did there. Really good taunt from Shen.
Zeta and Bailey not getting that blue buff. Unlucky.
They could just siege mid here.
Yeah.
With Kate and Ari.
Wait, Bricken, why are you not building a Gargoyle Stone Plate? What is that? He's building. He has a Catalyst of Ions right now.
Maybe he's going for a Rod of Ages because he's already got the Righteous Core built, and then maybe he was starting the Rod of Ages and then decided he wants Stone Plate. I don't know.
What does Catalyst of Ions build into? That could be
a Rod of Ages is the only other thing, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, well, team fight is breaking out. Bricken, force flash away. Pretty sure it also builds into Abyssal Mask right now, so that could be a potential.
Oh yeah. Is he gonna build Abyssal Mask though? Like, I guess maybe it's like okay against Aurelion Sol.
Could be an option. Kiss the Devil getting taunted up. Zeta forced to use his ulti defensively. Actually looking onto the front foot right now. Britney Spears in one new. Potentially looking for him. Uses his ulti charge one more time. And dodges a potential Q from one new. But now Britney Spears getting caught in the rupture. Tokyo Myers absolutely deleting one new. Getting caught out by Zeta. And now everybody's laying on the damage. Now Tut laying down a stun. But it's not actually connecting with anybody. This tower is very low. It ends up getting taken out by Habibi Poppy. And one new. Gets the ulti on everybody. But it does not matter. Jin Main gets taken out. And now the inhibitor is going to be falling. And this seems like it's going to be all that they're going to be able to do. However, they're going to continue pushing on
pressure one Nexus turret, I think.
Kiss the Devil. Trying to get some wave
careful,
clear.
Though, not overstay.
Oh no, Habibi Poppy getting damaged up. And now the stun landing onto Bricken. The one new. Very low. And they're turning this fight. The silence landing. The charm landing onto Toots. And the lag is insane. Bricken has taken out Kiss the Devil. And now Toot has fallen as well. Habibi Poppy getting that kill. Now the Nexus turret has fallen. That is one. The second is going to be following shortly after. However, Bricken is pretty low. And Tokyo Myers is in no position to be fighting. Now Britney Spears getting the insect onto Zeta. The wild growth onto him. Britney Spears gets taken out by Zeta himself. And now Habibi Poppy with the... Oh no! Ace in the hole, taking out one new. Masteries are being flashed. Minions are pouring into the base. The Nexus turret is so low. And Jinmain getting taunted up. And that's the ace for Team Train Delays.
Look at me. I'm the Floyd Mayweather now.
And that is the Nexus falling down. And the game going over to Team Train Delays once again.
So, I think a little bit of a questionable pick and ban phase, giving them the Lulu Kate again. And then once they had it, a little bit questionable not to play around the strategy you know they're going to use. And obviously got a little punished for it. Between the two games, Kate was just an absolute monster. I don't even know what her KD is. Probably something insane. I think you probably have to respect that lane that dominated you in game one in the pick ban phase, or at least in your strategy for game two.
Absolutely. It was definitely a mistake letting both of them on the same champions, as they had such dominant performance in the first game, and they continued that performance in the second game. So, out of this best of two series, Team Train Delays have taken both of them and are declared the champions of Week 2 show matches for Learning Fives. Any closing thoughts, Zeta?
I'm not Zeta, but I think I covered pretty much everything in terms of the closing thoughts. Game one, we actually got to see a little bit more macro in terms of like split push and things like that to actually close out the game kind of cleanly. This game was a little bit more of like a, I don't want to say clown fiesta, but it was definitely a little more hyphy, wilding out all over the place. So a little less to learn from, other than maybe some of the early push strats, like the Kate Lulu and how to counter that and stuff like that, and watching Zeta's sweet jukes. So.
All right. Well, that is going to wrap up this series. I have been Sir Potato, joined by Xline, and we are not saying goodnight yet because we still have to plug our Twitter. So make sure you follow us at twitter.com/learning5s to keep up on all of the memes and all of the show matches. And of course, if you haven't, join the Discord, the bread and butter of this program. It's a great program where you can be paired with a team and get better at this game. I went from bronze to gold in 3 easy steps, and all of them included joining this Discord.
Still Wise, still bronze, still boosted animal.
Get out of here. All right. Well, we're going to toss it over to music for a bit. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, meme on.